Welcome back to the deep dive. We're getting into something pretty big today for anyone tracking game dev and virtual worlds.
Yeah, the State of Unreal 2025 live stream. We've been digging through the stream highlights, news articles, some Reddit threads too.
Right. And our goal here is really to unpack what matters most. What do these announcements signal for, the future of game development, tools, the whole Epic ecosystem?
Let's jump in. Okay, first up, the engine itself. Unreal Engine 5.6. The big push seems to be performance.
Especially for those massive open worlds, right? High fidelity stuff.
Exactly, making you run well on like a wider range of hardware.
And that Witcher 4 tech demo really hammered that home, didn't it?
Oh, definitely. Running on a base PS5, they said 60 frames per second.
Yeah, 60 FPS with ray tracing enabled, which is, well, it's a statement.
It is, and they highlighted specific tech like nanite foliage.
Yeah.
So you get actual 3D trees, dense environment.
Or chaos physics for the movement, like Siri on her horse, Kelpie. Looked really smooth.
Super smooth. Now, the community reaction, it's excited, for
Yeah.
sure. But there's always that bit of, will games actually run like the demo?
Sure, that skepticism is always there, but focusing 5.6 on performance feels like a direct response.
Totally. Okay, moving on. MetaHumans. Big updates there.
This is where it gets really interesting strategically, I think. Fully integrated into 5.6 now.
And way faster creation and export, like minutes instead of maybe 20 minutes or more before, plus better body and clothing adaptation.
But the license update is the kicker, isn't it?
That's the really big news. You can now use MetaHumans in other engines, other tools.
Wow.
And they're tied into Fab, Epic's big unified marketplace.
So they're pushing MetaHumans out beyond just Unreal, trying to make it almost an industry standard.
It feels like it, yeah, making it widely available. And that ties into Reality Scan 2.0 as well.
Ah, right. Unifying desktop and mobile scanning.
And also linking into Fab. So getting real-world scans, like they used in the Witcher demo apparently, into projects or sharing them is getting easier.
Okay, so better engine performance, more accessible, high-fidelity characters. How does this translate for creators, especially in, say, Fortnite?
Well, Unreal Editor for Fortnite, UEFN, is clearly a huge focus. The growth there is kind of nuts.
The numbers they shared? Hundreds of millions paid out to creators. Billions of hours played on creator islands.
Yeah, it's massive. And now they're bringing in huge IPs.
Like the Lego brick editor we saw, and then Star Wars, Squid Game, Avatar, The Last Airbender, coming for creators to use in UEFN.
Exactly, lowering the barrier to using these big names. Plus, AI tools are coming in strong.
Right, the Epic Developer Assistant for helping with verse coding.
AI coding, hell. And then there's the AI NPCs using the new Persona device.
Okay, tell me more about that. Customizable AI personalities.
Yeah, you can define their personality, how they talk, potentially leading to more emergent, dynamic gameplay. They show that Darth Vader example, having a real-time chat.
That could be huge for creators who aren't like deep AI programmers. Makes complex NPCs more achievable.
Definitely democratizing that side of things. Which brings us maybe to the business side, the Epic Game Store.
Yeah, some interesting updates there too, clearly aimed at developers.
The big one is that revenue share change. 0% cut for the first $1 million in net revenue.
Per title, per year, and then 12% after that. That's aggressive.
Very. And there's that extra incentive for Unreal Engine games launching day and date on EGS. The engine royalty drops to 3.5%.
So they're really trying to hold developers, especially smaller studios, onto their platform, better terms than most competitors offer.
Absolutely. We saw examples like Mongol Stardive as an exclusive, Infinity Nikki doing well on mobile, using Unreal. It all points to this push for a more, let's say, open developer-first ecosystem.
Stirring the pot in the industry, for sure.
No doubt.
So if we boil all this down, what's the big picture here?
I mean, it really feels like the tools to build these incredibly detailed, complex virtual worlds and characters are getting more powerful, obviously, but also significantly more accessible.
Right, so the barrier to entry is lowering even as the ceiling for quality is rising.
Exactly. And that means the opportunities for developers, indie studios, even solo creators are just expanding rapidly.
So maybe the final thought for you listening is, think about how all these powerful tools getting easier to use, AI helping out, easier asset creation, access to massive IPs, how that might change who actually gets to build the next wave of games and experiences.
And maybe just as importantly, what those experiences might actually feel like for you when you play them. It's an exciting time.